Hello, this is Cathy Cassidy, and I'm here to read you chapter 14 from my book Sunday Girl. So I hope you're enjoying listening along. I'm going to quickly show you the picture at the top of chapter 14, which is some very gorgeous looking jam tarts with little heart-shaped lids. So here we go, and this is chapter 14 of Sunday Girl. After school, I get home to find Mum has recovered enough to get dressed up and style her hair, ready to head off to town to meet some friends. Which friends, pet? Grandad asks. Where will you be? Don't be too late now. Late? Mum laughs harshly. What am I, 16 again? I'll come home when I want to, Dad. You don't know my friends, and we don't know yet where we'll be, so just back off. Is it a crime to go out once in a while, have a little drink, relax, have fun? Gran and Grandad look at her, silent. Their eyes are very blue, very shiny. Their faces are pale and crinkly and sad. They look too old to be coping with this, too old to know what to do. I can look after myself, Mum says now, shrugging on a pink leather jacket with a couple of old ciggy burns on the sleeve. I notice her makeup is streaky, the mascara all smudged and claggy. You can't, I hear myself say, you can't look after yourself or me or Gran and Grandad. You're smoking again and you promised me you never would, and drinking even though you swore blind that you'd stop. You don't care about us. All you care about is the next whiskey even though you know it's poisoning you. Can't you see what you're doing, Mum? I plead. Mum's eyes flash with anger and her hand springs up to slap my cheek. Somehow she pulls back and the hand hovers in mid-air, shaking. She claps the hand over her mouth and her whole body seems to shudder. How could you understand the things I've been through? She hisses at me. The heartbreak. I bring in a wage, don't I? I've brought you up single-handed and you've never wanted for a thing. Aren't I still at home looking after those two? She jerks a finger towards Gran and Grandad, even though they're enough to drive anyone mad with their fussing and their nagging. What more do you all want? Oh, you make me sick, the lot of you. She shoves her way out of the door, slamming it behind her. I press a hand to my cheek, almost as though I can feel the slap that never quite happened. My heart is thumping. What a very rude girl, Gran says into the silence. No manners at all. I don't think we should ask her here again. In fact, I've a good mind to have a word with her mother. You do that, Molly, love, Grandad says, and I smile in spite of everything. Grandad slips an arm around my shoulder, leading me back into the living room. She didn't mean it, pet, he says. It's the drink talking. She'd never hurt you, Jude. I just wanted her to know how it feels for us, I whisper. I hate it. I look in Grandad's tired eyes and at Gran hunched in an armchair with her knitting, chewing her lip, tugging holes in the wool with long, anxious fingers. Toto puts his head on her lap and she strokes his fur absently. We all hate it, Grandad says. We're just not allowed to talk about it. We don't know how. I wipe my eyes. There's no way I'm going to cry, not when Gran and Grandad need me to be strong. Anyone hungry? I ask too brightly. Beans on toast. Lovely, pet. So I make beans on toast and Grandad makes a pot of tea and Gran produces a packet of jammy Dodgers from her knitting bag. We are still munching our way through this feast when Sue from the hairdressers calls round. Sue is plump and chatty and she's good friends with Mum when Mum isn't drinking. Right now, though, Sue has been replaced by an ever-changing cast of nameless drinking mates, Mum's new best friends, for a week, a day, an hour. I pour Sue a mug of tea and arrange some jammy Dodgers on a plate for her. Oh, Sue, love, sit down, Grandad says. I know right away that he won't tell her the truth. No one must know. I'm sorry Rose didn't make it into work today, he says brightly. She wasn't feeling too good. She's never quite shaken off that flu since January. Give her a couple of days and she'll be back on top form. I expect she was feeling embarrassed after yesterday too, Sue says, taking the tea and biscuits. Yesterday? Well, you know, the accident and everything, Sue says. Yes, of course, I expect so, Grandad bluffs. What accident? I ask. Sue looks kind of pink. She didn't tell you? Oh, well, it was nothing to worry about. Could have happened to anyone. I just wanted to let her know that it was all sorted out. The client has promised not to go to the papers or anything. I offered her a year's free hairdressing and manicures at the salon. Sue, I say bluntly, what happened? Well, Rose mixed up her hair colour a little too strong and left the client under the hairdryer for too long and? Well, she dyed Miss Devlin's hair green, Sue admits, with slight burns to the scalp. I sink down into an armchair. As in Miss Devlin, the English teacher? I ask faintly. My form tutor? I think she does teach up at St. Joe's now that you mention it. I let out a long, ragged breath. Mum can hardly get her act together to go into work these days, but when she does appear, she manages to maim the only teacher at St. Joseph's I actually like. Miss Devlin with green hair. It doesn't bear thinking about. She was away today, I recall, horrified. We had a cover teacher. Well, it took a little while to put things right, Sue explained. She's fine now, apart from the burns, and I put some aloe vera gel on those. We settled for golden sunset in the end. You dyed Miss Devlin's hair blonde? I ask. This is almost as shocking as dyeing it green. Best colour to cover it, Sue shrugs. Bit of warmth. It's taken 10 years off her, apart from the burns, of course. Oh dear, Grandad says. Well, as I said, Rose has been feeling a little bit run down. Sue looks at him, her eyes full of pity. Patrick, I know, she says. It's okay. I just wanted to say, well, tell Rose to take as much time off as she needs. I know she didn't mean it, but I can't afford mistakes like that. Karen and I can cover for her till she's back on track. Okay? Sue stands up, smoothing down her jeans. I found this at the back of the shampoo cupboard, she says quietly to Grandad, passing him a bottle-shaped package, swathed in carrier bags. I thought it best to let you know. Grandad has the bottle out of her hands and hidden in the sideboard drawer in less time than it takes to blink. Yes, well, lovely to see you again, Sue, he says quickly, ushering her to the door. Don't be a stranger now. I'll be sure to tell Rose how understanding you've been about, well, everything. As I said, Patrick, Sue says, beaming. Not a problem. Not a problem? My mum only dyed Miss Devlin's hair green. It could have been anyone, but it had to be Miss Devlin, didn't it? She knows Mum from Parents' Night, and now she knows that I am the daughter of a mad, hair-dye-wielding maniac. Or worse. Did she smell the drink on Mum as she painted on the deadly dye paste? Did she guess? Will she look at me with sad, pitying eyes when I trudge into registration tomorrow? I hope not. Grandad turns the TV on to Family Fortunes. Gran's eyes light up as she watches the screen, needles flying, and Toto very daintily leans over and snaffles the jammy dodgers from Sue's untouched plate. So, it was another chapter of SUNDAE Girl, and a very bittersweet one, really. What is going to happen when Jude goes into school tomorrow? You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to find out. Until then, please take care, stay smiling, and do look after yourself. I'll see you soon.